everybody, welcome back to Fraud on the Telly. The end of this week's Critical Role left us with a crazy freaking bombshell as we finally got another Delilah Briarwood appearance. So in today's video, we're going to be breaking down everything that happened at the end of this episode. As well, I will be giving you my thoughts and my theories on what it all means and what the future is in store. What exactly does Delilah want? As always, if you enjoyed the video or learned something new, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Go check out some of our other Critical Role and Legend of Vox Machina content, and let's get into it. So last night's episode of Critical Role, Campaign 3, Episode 23, was like any other normal episode until, boom, it just took off at the end with an absolute bombshell. Let me just say, these episodes as of late have been wild. There's been so much major big info drops. It feels like every single episode is a must-see episode. It's really awesome, really loving it. So when we last left off with the gang, they're currently flying on an airship to Bassaros, chasing down Armantreschi. While on the airship, Imogen and Laudna have a private discussion. Imogen begins confiding in Laudna, talking to her about her dreams and everything that's going on, referencing as well the Gnarl Rock stone which she currently has kept. Remember a bunch of episodes back, the group acquired the Gnarl Rock stone from Lady Emoth. Ever since then, Imogen has been holding on to it as she seems to have some sort of weird affection draw to the stone. The stone, if I remember correctly, was a magical rock from the Feywild. It is an extremely powerful magical stone, emanating this chaotic energy of the Feywild. Imogen brings up the stone to Laudna, saying sometimes she feels like she should throw the stone overboard and get rid of it. Suddenly, though, this pings something in the back of Laudna's mind. This is Lady Delilah, as we'll come to find out. Laudna and Marisha, oh man, poor Marisha, dude. She took this bait, hook, line, and sinker. Asks for the stone, asking possibly if there was any way that she could understand it better. Imogen reluctantly gives her the stone, asking her to promise that she won't do anything with it. She does so. Laudna takes the stone from the pouch, placing it in her hand. As soon as she does so, a strong heat, burning energy begins to come searing off of it inside of her. Suddenly, she hears the voice of Delilah creep into her head, saying, "Child, this is way too dangerous for you." I feel so bad for Marisha here, man, because you could tell instantly that she knew something was up. She thought Delilah was going to make her throw the stone overboard or something like that. So she grabs hold of it tightly, not wanting Delilah to make her do something. However, she walks right into Matt's trap card here. Matt was waiting for her to do this all along. Now that she has grabbed the stone tightly, she is unable to let go. She feels this heat begin searing down her arm up through her shoulder, suddenly moving through her body. In a panic, Laudna takes Imogen's hand, realizing that Delilah won't let her drop this stone. The two begin to panic until suddenly she feels the energy, this warm, burning heartbeat seep up through her and finish in her chest. Suddenly she's able to open her hand. Within it, the stone is cold and broken. Delilah, it seems, has sucked all of the magical power out of this Gnarl Rock. Imogen looks at Laudna and gives her one of the most heartbreaking lines of literally all of the campaigns of Critical Role I've ever seen. "You lied." Just look at the reaction of the cast's face at this line, specifically Ashley. Oh my goodness, Ashley, you Jim. But everyone was actually floored with this realization and this fracture between the two's relationship. Real quick, let's just take a look at the cast reaction to this dramatic moment.
You lied. No. No. I didn't do anything, Imogen. Have you felt a searing heat from it before? No. Imogen, I can fix it. I'll fix it. We'll fix it.
Yeah, we'll fix it. We'll fix it. I'm gonna go to bed. Laudna.
Now, the inter-party conflict is spicy enough, but what we're more curious about is exactly what does Delilah want with this power, and what exactly happened. So this is when the fun part comes, speculation time. So Matt seemed to make it pretty obvious that Delilah was somehow absorbing this magical energy from the stone, as the stone is now broken and has no more magic. Laudna as well felt the power traveling through her body. Now, how Delilah did this, no idea, but we know that this is semi on brand for her. Flash our minds back to Campaign 1 or Legends of Vox Machina, and we know all about Delilah and her husband's attempt to revive Vecna, the Whispered One, and the magical floating orb of death that they summoned in the process. Now, if you remember, this orb consistently sucked anything inside of it, gathering power. The whole point of the ritual as well was to gather enough magic energy, soul energy, in order to channel it to bring Vecna back to life. This is very, very akin to that. It gives me the same kind of vibes. It seems like Delilah, very obviously, is absorbing this magic into, I guess, her spirit. I'm really not sure, for some kind of purpose. Most likely, the most obvious purpose is resurrection. As we stated in our first Laudna backstory video, where we first discovered her link with Delilah, we talked about what it was that Delilah could possibly want, as all Warlock patrons' relationships are give and take. The most obvious being the resurrection of her and her husband. This seems to be one way that she could possibly be doing this, by using Laudna to absorb magic and knowledge along her travel. Now, we don't really know a ton about the Gnarl Rock. What we do know is that it is an extremely powerful chaotic magic item from the Feywild. The amount of power that Delilah absorbed is unknown, but we can assume that it was a lot. It's very possible that there is some other end motive to Delilah more than just the resurrection of her and her husband, and probably taking revenge on the world as well. Knowing Matt Mercer is probably something way more complicated than that, but that's super hard to predict. Outside of that, it's really hard to know what's going on here. Delilah, as we know, is an extremely powerful witch who's probably grown even powerful since the last time we encountered her. Even in her death, Delilah is still somehow extremely powerful. I have a feeling that her end goals aren't the same as they were in Campaign 1. I really doubt that Matt would go back to the same well as far as the Vecna resurrection. There's gotta be something else here. I'm sure it has something to do with Ruidus, the Calamity, or the Netherdeep, three big main points that are slowly converging as we continue to move down Campaign 3. I'm really excited to see Exandria Unlimited Calamity because I think a lot of answers are gonna be given as to the kind of bigger overarching themes in Campaign 3, as it is inherently tied to the Netherdeep, which is inherently tied to the Calamity. All of these things are kind of wrapped together, and I think we're going to gain a lot more information than people realize from this Calamity miniseries. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'm genuinely curious on your guys' Delilah theories. It's really hard to know. I'm sure there's some stuff that I'm missing, but besides resurrection and possibly revenge, it's hard to know what else Delilah would want. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. As always, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Go check out our other Critical Role Legend of Vox Machina content, as I cover Legend of Vox Machina extensively. As well, I've covered the backstory of many other characters in Critical Role Campaign 3, such as Ashton, Laudna, and a little bit of Imogen. As always, I hope to see you in the next one. Stay safe out there, guys. Peace, love, adieu.